should be coming on. Something's going. There, that's something. Call ended. Redone. Please allow the camera to access Facebook. To access something went wrong. Troubleshooting. No, cancel request. Troubleshooting. Help. Copy link. Okay, go back. Switch that off. Your profile fielding. No. Copy link. Switch that off. Switch that off. Close. Yes. Close. Okay. Go back to there and try again.
Hello?
Hello, is that...
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Can't get any sound.
Oh, hang on. I'll try and put this on. Hang on. Hello? Can you hear me now?
I can't get any sound here. I
Okay,
don't know why.
hang on. I'll just go to the sound. Open sound. Hang on a sec. Hang on. Microsoft.
Sound's not working, John.
Yeah.
Sound's not working.
Audio. Hang on. Sound. Audio. Hello. Hang on. USB sound. No, nothing. Webcam. Check. No, it's still not.
I don't have any.
No,
It's not mine.
Hang on. I'll try again. Hang on. There's the sound. I'll get this here.
I heard something there.
Yeah, hang on.
I can hear something now.
Hello, can you hear me now?
No.
No, hang on. Microsoft webcam. Check.
There you are.
Yeah, oh, that's the webcam, not these headphones. Okay, I'll talk like this. And hi, hi, how are you? And
I'm exhausted and
uh,
trying to get everything off to the United Nations as we speak.
okay, that was good because at the moment we've just had our Treaty of Waitangi celebrations for the country, and the government went up there, and we had our flag celebration once a year, and the decision was to raise our flag. That's the King William IV flag, and it makes we've been sanctioned in Westminster. Just to let you know that your government is independent of Westminster, and our government was doing the same as well. We're independent, and they've been trying to change the constitution, and also you're changing your constitution there, but our 1835 King William IV flag is a constitution flag that they government here legislated out and put in a 1986 constitution that's been made from an act and not legislated as normal from the 1852 constitution given by Westminster. So they legislated that out, and there's big arguments now here with our tribes that they have no constitution. And so with your country is trying to restore your constitution, but get this, we've got a text back from Westminster that they're reconstituting the old UK government constitution. That's brand new. I just wanted to let you know that our flag did that. Our flag has woken up, and that is, I've set up a federal government here with 4 members, and it's working. It's working.
Wow.
I've spent 50 years research on how the Mason law works, and one of our chiefs was responsible with John Rogan in Helensville to form the first ever 10-acre block of land, native land. He was a native chief, and the Freemasons made him 50 years certificate. I'm using because I have been sanctioned, or I've been mandated by Mohi Manukau, and he was a Moriori, not a Maori, a Moriori. The Maori was made up. It is.
Yes, I know. It's the same as the word Eskimo.
Yes.
It's not real.
Eskimo.
It doesn't, exactly the same thing. And one of the things my late husband used to repeat was in the States was, not to speak of ourselves. It was to say they called the peoples there tribes. They were nations.
Tribes.
And in America and in Africa.
And Australia. And Australia.
They called them tribes.
Ah, yes.
In order to class them as primitive and sub-civilization. And so my husband would argue, let's not use that word. It's a word imposed on us.
Yes.
We were nations.
Corporate.
We had, we were constituted. We had societies. We had laws. We had culture. We had religions. Towns and cities, and we were not tribes. We were nations.
Yes.
And the word tribe is used to make it seem as if there's no civilization, nothing that needs to be taken into account.
That's right. So you've got sovereign nations is the only way that you're allowed to be involved in the system before they'll talk to you as a nation.
Yeah.
And so that was the problem with New Zealand. It was never a nation without a proper constitution. You had to have a nation before you can get a constitution, or vice versa. And so they've been struggling. I've been over to Britain to try and raise that flag in 2019 and 2017 and got deported and locked up in prison and nothing found. And they put it down to the British Armed Forces, on the British authorities at the airport, put it down to I had no money and I was a pensioner, and sent me home packing. And instead of deporting me right back to New Zealand, they dropped me in Hong Kong. The worst thing they did was drop me there, and I met a Chinese guy. I forgot what's his name. Anyway, I met him, and we got going.
Good for you.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because we've had years and years of people trying to get Scotland out of this so-called union, and we're now about to go to the United Nations, and we've worked. I started 4 years ago, and I'm just, I'm not wealthy. I don't have a lot of money. I'm a grandmother. I'm retired, and all these important people have, been pulling in big salaries and pulling in money, massive amounts of money for, these campaigns, and they've done absolutely nothing. And it's, we've built up to 16,000 members, and we've had nothing except donations and a lot of hard work and a lot of grit and determination. And we're now launching the petition at the UN, and we finally got a lawyer of goodwill who's taken a look at the case, who has turned around and said, he started very skeptical, but he looked at the case and he said, I now cannot understand why anyone can say in good faith, can believe in good faith, that the United Kingdom is a new state, not England. So what we've proved is that no United Kingdom ever came into existence, and that it was just England. It annexed Scotland, added Scotland to the English crown, threw the treaty in the bin, and when it came to decolonisation, and then treated us as a colony. And when it came to the decolonisation programme, they started telling the world that Scotland was a partner and had joined the Union voluntarily, and it was an enthusiastic partner in the British Empire, colonising the world. But we signed a treaty under threat of armed force, which is another thing they don't tell you. And you know all about the treaties with the English.
Yeah.
And they put the treaty in the bin and did exactly what they had always wanted. They annexed Scotland. They legally, they keep quiet that they have to administer it in the way that you administer a colonial dependency. And they've kept that very quiet.
Yeah.
And hang on.
Your phone. Answer your phone.
Sorry. I'll call it in a minute.
Yeah.
And so the whole notion of a state's integrity doesn't come up because the UK is a fiction. It's a fraud. It doesn't exist. It's just England, but another name.
Yes.
So he finally came back and said he doesn't see how. He'd always believed the partnership, the new state, and he said now he doesn't know how that idea can be held in good faith. So we've got someone who can, represent us. Oh, I shall have to go. I know who that is. That's just personal stuff.
Okay.
I will have to go and answer it. But listen, can you keep in touch with me about that? And
yes. Yes.
And I'd better go just now. John, thank you for calling. It's an absolute delight to contact you. So stay in touch.
Yeah. Okay. When can I call you?
Right. Next week sometime.
Oh, next week.
We're just trying to get all of this off to the UN. So
I want to share $17 trillion with you, and that's the case that's going through with Farah Adams, law solicitor. I wanted to hook you up with me tonight, but that's right onto it because the money is there. It's being given to the wrong person here, and so I want it back. And I put all 50 years there. So there, just think about it, and I'll get back to you, and I'll let you know what's happening with the flag there, and right. That's going up in Westminster.
Okay.
It's going to change everything in the world.
Well, you know what, John? I will really look forward to hearing about that.
Yes. Yeah.
You take care. Thank you for calling.
All
Bye
right
now.
then. Bye-bye. Okay, let's put that on the record. That was Sarah Saliers, and it looks like she's in a hurry, like the Maoris, to go to the United Nations the wrong way to go, because there's no money there, and it's all here in the bag, and unfortunately she's been really, like we are in New Zealand, brainwashed to go into the United Nations where there's no money there, and the Vatican is running it. The Pope is running it, and he'll check off anybody going there. Okay, so you heard what she said, and I want to let you know at Ngāpuhi that that was a person in Scotland that wants to make a constitution, or fix their constitution up, because Britain has chucked them out, just like here, chucked you all out, because it's a private affair, and even their brothers and sisters in Britain, Scotland, has been turfed aside, under the bus. Okay, same as Maori, you're getting turfed under the bus and can't compete with Westminster Parliament, except our flag. And it's going up because Gregory is onto that now, Gregory Cook, the Admiral Proctor, and he's doing his job for the court. And we are running the court here, me, Pare Rivers, Rabatakar, and Brian Workman. He's just there as the fourth member, and we've got Alex Kete on the side as well. But we've got four of us, or actually three of us, running the federal government of Aotearoa New Zealand as the country with the King William IV flag, Constitution flag. What are you doing trying to make a constitution or find one when one is already being put in place in 1835 with the flag? Okay, none of anybody knows any of the 20 legal instruments inside that flag built in that never came with the flag. And that was put together with the Freemasons and me and Moi Manukau, Paramount Chief. Okay, so that's why it's a private locked door case of the Grand Lodge Masons Property Trust Act 1956 and the amended Masons Property Trust Act 2023 that allowed the New Zealand government to make legislation to make MPs self-employed and share companies, and that's against the interest of New Zealanders and Scotland too. The same. They've got their laws legislated in Scotland to be their own private company boss corporation. Okay, so that's in New Zealand. It's the private company called Crown Sovereign of New Zealand. Used to be Queen and Right of New Zealand. So they threw that in the rubbish and made up a brand new one with Cindy Kiro and her crown on top of her head on a new flag gazetted by Paul Goldsmith, and flags in countries' national identity as a sovereign state with a crown on a blue-black flag as the flag of New Zealand, but no legal, legitimate constitution. It was just an act, 1986 act, and turned an act into a constitution, and they want to throw it in the rubbish and just go like hell with no constitution and no license to run New Zealand. And this flag of King William IV, 1835, is going to be gazetted to replace Sendikiro's flag. ASAP, orders from Westminster Parliament. And the latest is that the British UK constitution will be constituted. The Constitution of Britain will be reconstituted. That means it will be reverse osmosis there, and in New Zealand, reverse osmosis, and put back to where it was in the first place, safe and sound, with no fraud and corruption of Queen Victoria and Queen Elizabeth's Crown Corporation. It'll go back to King William III Corporation, Crown, British Crown, and default back to King William IV flag as the federal government of New Zealand, Aotea, and it will be the federal government of Britain, UK, and besides the British flag. So the British flag is a sea flag, like every other flag in the world from Westminster is in the Sea of Admiralty, and the 1835 King William IV flag is given to the 13 chiefs of Ngāpuhi on dry land. It is the only dry land corporate flag of business and trading and independence, and also free trade pathway in the world. Free passage through every port, every airport, every seaport, every connection to the world. In 257 countries, we can now go marching right through and without changing flags. Okay, that's what I'm telling you, Ngāpuhi people, and everybody that went up to Waitangi. I'm making a second half of my presentation there at Te Tii Marae, and the taumata got up and went to look after the manihiri in their tent number 2, and when Carla White says to me, stay in tent number 1, the taumata's tent, and that's the main tent, when the manihiri came into tent number 2, the taumata got up and went over to look after them instead of looking after me. And so I went and said to taumata, oh, you go and look after them, Dan, and then I'll wait for you when you come back. And when the taumata came back, after an hour or so, looking after the visitors, which is manihiri, from other tribes, and then they said, taumata said, time for lunch. And so that was on the 6th of February, Waitangi Day, the real Waitangi Day. The new New Zealand government Waitangi Day is on the 3rd of February 2025. Had that, I was there at the dawn service and did some celebration with the clock locked in, the world clock locked in to the times 6 a.m. there at Waitangi, and 6 p.m. London, and 12 midday on East Island, and 12 midnight in Pakistan, and locked those times on the clock, and then went over to Tangaroa on Ngāporo and talked to him on the same video to lock the times to him and the Pacific people and the Tahitian, Hawaiian and Melanesian islands in the Pacific, and locked them to the popo that Tangaroa had put together at in front, and a gateway to come through under the popo onto the bye-bye and in front of the 13 chiefs at Taurangatira. And so I never saw anybody come through there. They went through the normal gateway, and so that what happened there, and so I'm now talking to Scotland, and she's buzzed off to talk to somebody else. See, this is what happened to me. Every time I talk money or trillions or about something real like the Constitution, and like the flag going up in Westminster to help her and her constitution. Don't go to the UN, come to here, New Zealand, and the flag, constituted flag. And it's alive now. It's very much alive to go into Britain to be number one, the first partner, and Britain the second partner, because they jumped overboard into the Sea of Admiralty and lost at sea. See, so now they're going to change the constitution back to what it was, but the government must remain there or stay in the EU. You can't use the government of the EU there with the constitution licence to run Westminster and Britain, UK, Hanover. So there, gone back to Hanover, and what I said. Ernest Augustus the Fifth, still alive, about 75 years old now, living in London, still, and his son living in France, Ernest Augustus the Sixth, which will be our preferred monarch on the throne, okay, to replace Ernest Augustus V, because I think he might be too old to take on the reins when there's a lot of strain on him, being called a drunkard, pissy, and all sorts of names to put him off. This is what those Satan people on the Victoria Queen's side and Queen Elizabeth's side have done to him to humiliate Ernest Augustus the Fifth. He's the successor, the real, legitimate, legal successor to King Ernest Augustus the First, who was supposed to be the king, but they legislated him out of Westminster and put Victoria in to change the bloodlines down to King George the Sixth and Queen Elizabeth to take over a king's job. Now she's going to get booted around and reconstituted back into the king's line of Admiralty, and that's what I've been doing all along, patching it up, and now the flag is going to go up. When I went to England, they deported me, and I went there to exactly put the flag up, to take our place as the federal government of Britain, UK, Hanover. And now that's going to happen. I'm just letting you people know at Waitangi. That's a lot of work, and I got ignored. I don't like being tramped over by other people coming in there, the Muslim and Tamaichi, and his painting all over my partner's flag, the British King's Crown of Britain, UK flag. Okay? Tamaichi, you did something bad in front of me, and now it's going to reverse osmosis on you and your painting, and I want to paint all over something of yours, just to give you a little lesson. Don't fool around with the Masons' business. Okay? I'm not a Mason. I'm just carrying out what Mohi Manukau legacy was in 50 years of Mason business and native land transferred to British Crown kings, emperors, to King William the First Conqueror, William the Conqueror, 1066 AD, to King William the Third, Dutchman, Protestant, and that's where I'm at. That the one that created the land laws that got you on the land in the first place, Tamaichi, and all those people trying to take this country over with Cindy Kiro, Maori, Japanese flag, and that's the most offensive thing I've ever seen from people taking over Ngapui's taumata. Okay? You guys don't know how you hurt old people, and they've been going there all these years and do things at the right way of respecting elders. I never saw any respect there for Ngāpuhi, the home host. Walked all over. I've never seen a tribe being walked all over. And they're helping their own people to get walked all over by Ngāti Hine. One iwi, one hapu, says, oh, we're going to pull out of the treaty and go on our own, and left everybody for dead and just grabbed the money from the Crown and said, see you later, alligator. That's what happened right in front of my eyes. That's why I didn't want to talk. But Carla said, oh, try and fit in your turn when you can. Well, just as usual, I said, I'll go last, and when I went last, I missed right out. Only 5 minutes. That's all I got for my presentation. So I'm going to do the rest of it online and to finish my other half off and tell you all about successful Waitangi for us and Gregory Cook and his home garden. Okay, they followed instructions of the court, the native court, and what happened was when he packed up and went and left the stand there and gone, and the tent was still there, and the sign was still there, it said on the sign, Native Magistrate, King's Bench Court. Who put that there? I didn't put it there. We didn't put it there. And so who put it there? To make us visible. And then I put all the photos in the front of swamp rats, hanging rope, and Ernest Augustus, King Ernest Augustus' fifth photo, to our documents as our king of Britain, UK, Hanover, and I put some more other photos there too of Eddie Mitchell, Swamp Rat, and Cindy Kiro, Governor General, Swamp Rat, and Jacinda Ardern, ex-Prime Minister, Swamp Rat, and Chris Hipkins, your own self put you there and got the jab. That's you wanted it. And his photos there too. Anybody's photo in front of this court is stuck. You can't get it off. So I was waiting for Alfred Mitchell to come marching over to tell me to take it off. No, Alfred Mitchell, your photo's still there, mate. It can't come off. And now the flag's going up in England. You see all that videos and on that court hearing with you in it, with all the flags, the same flag you're calling a whakaputanga, and flying the flags in London with Andy Devine and all those other British people buying flags, King William IV flag, and flying it, no whakaputanga on there. Don't you claim that flag for you. You didn't set that all up, and the yellow vest people put the flag on that as well, and put my name on it. You see on the front of it, and that wasn't for whakaputanga or any of you Maoris. No Maoris over there. Yep, okay, so there, that's another telltale you should have picked up on, but didn't want to talk about it at Waitangi. So what did you all go to Waitangi for, flying that King William IV flag as a whakaputanga? Where's the sense in trying to make it work? Where's its constitution that you have when it is a constitution? You can't tell anybody because it wasn't given to you. That's why you don't talk like that, because you have no legal, legitimate right to talk about that flag. 20 legal instruments. Any of you know any one of them? No, you might know one or two of them, but what about the rest? How many people are flying that flag for the right reason? Trade, banking, travelling around the world, and independence, and also a contract. Most of all, a contract, right? And what are you going to do when that flag flies at Waitangi? What are you going to call that flag when it's a Confederation flag? 3 words, in your Declaration of Independence, 1835. Chief, native, and confederation. 3 words that make the Constitution out of all the rest of the words that was put there by Maoris and Pākehās in Wellington. Okay? You split it apart like a mechanic. Pull the pistons out, pull the rings out, pull the big end bearings out, and then, what do you see? Broken big ends. That's what I say. It's broken. And you can't fix it up by patching it up and thinking that it's something that it's not. When you go to Westminster, you have to be a sovereign nation state. And under what flag or under what contract? No whakaputanga there, no whakamininga there. You got it here in your head, and Wellington government. You know what they did? Threw it away. They sucked on it, took all the money on the lease out of it, because that's what their flag is. Another instrument is the rent on the land, right? The rates on the land, and all the trade from the resources is in that flag. It's built in. You have to go to school for 50 years, mate, to catch up with that one. And have a class for each of 20 instruments if you're a legal contract lawyer. What's happened to that contract lawyer that Tipo was talking to, and Johnny Dillon? What's all that about with Chloe? Chloe is only doing what Chloe does, limited information. Not enough, but enough to fool the Maoris. They made the Maori word up, mate. They own you. They own everything Maori. Land, Maori tribunal, Maori Treaty Waitangi. Everything Maori belongs to the Pākehā. That's why you can't get anywhere. And only 15% of the population is Maori. 95% of the population is everyone else. 55% is British. Now, how are you going to vote them out, mate? How are you going to run the country with 15% minority? Think about that one, you fellas, when I was standing there all day, all night, and from the 3rd of, or from the 2nd of February there, and nobody bothered to come and talk to me. About 50 years of putting all this together to find where's the bits and pieces that makes it up, the puzzle. Nobody around. They're all in their little tents, all their wigwams, all talking about something else. The whakaputanga and the whakamininga. How they're going to run the country. That's Dillon. He's going to go around the country and find a new constitution. When you've got a flag you're flying, is a constitution flag. It was hidden here by King William because he knew they were clever people and water people, the best navigators in the world that would know a thing or two about Admiralty and maritime law and didn't go to the school of maritime and the school of Admiralty and the school of hard knocks. They just listened to the Pākehā and jumped into their church and get a white girl. Marry a white girl is better than the law. And got black and white minstrels out of it. And so the white man is just as lost as the black man. And that's the problem. They never figured it out who was behind the scam that makes money out of you, and you're fighting away with everything that the Mason's brain put together. Right? A bit of Scotty, a bit of Irish, a bit of English, and a bit of Welsh. 4 people got together and put the UK, Britain together, and called it a crown. And away they went around the world with it, sucking all the natives up, and just like a sponge, sucked them all up and put them in the crown. The king's crown was going good-o. mate, was going kudo until the Queen came along and busted it all up. And still busting it all up. Okay, it's all gone crooked, pear-shaped. And that's what I saw. Busted up. And conquer and divide. That's how business works. The more fraud, the more business. And they're going to put a good man like Trump in to make it look like it's not bad after all. Because he's loading his pockets up. And that's what a Mason does. He makes a plan and sticks to it all the way through the years. And that's what they're fighting up against the Masons. It's very awkward and difficult to try and topple them in a wrestle match. And so anyway, that's all I want to do. She's run off. She's going to be next week before I get to her. So I'll just go straight into the solicitor. What's her name? Farah Adams, Crown Solicitor. I'll go straight into her next because I think Sarah Thelias wants to complete her case for her claim in the United Nations. So I'll let her go and do that. And it looks like she can't help me, okay? Because she's just like the Maoris here, just like the Australians, just like the Canadians, just like the Americans. They're all running around in circles. Spin, 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 and keep spinning while the Freemasons are having a jolly good time, okay? They are not bothered about anything. Just their business is going to plan. And I just looking at how they do it, right? And unfortunately, I'm on my own. When it comes to figuring it out, I've got no one to lean on. So I've got Gregory Cook and his good team, what's left of them, the loyal ones, and keep going and wait for the flag to go up, but do not, and I must stress this, do not try to cash in on the mortgage liens, because that's another instrument that's covered in the flag constitution and the Masons law. Don't play with the Masons law and also Trump's executive orders, because it will bounce on you if you interfere with the mortgage side of it, the dead side of it, to try and cash in on it. Don't anybody try it, because I'm just saying, I'm not warning you, I'm just saying, don't get mixed up with it, because you might get your photo in the court. The court is separate to the flag. The court is the wealth and the means of joining the Crown, and the business owners who are the Mason, 33-degree Mason, is the boss. That's my boss, because the flag is one thing, it is not the money. The flag is a mortgage flag, the Crown and anchor, to throw it in your piece of land and then come aboard on land with a dry land flag. The 1835 Declaration flag of war. It's a flag of war that's causing all the war, because this New Zealand government gave it to the Queen, and away she went with it and put it in her Crown business right through the well and stuffed the whole good name of the King up and demarked it, and we're going to put it right, or I'm going to go and do my best to straighten out what I went to England for in 2017 and again in 2019, before they put me in the mental home, thinking that there's something wrong with me. No, there's something wrong with you, lot. You need to go to the mental home, not me. I didn't cause any problem. You're causing all the problem, but you've got to fix. And how are you going to fix it without the box of tricks and the cash to go with it? Okay, Eddie Mitchell, you're next, mate. You're going to get arrested and locked up for life in Guantanamo Bay. That's where Trump is putting all the fraudsters, the ones that cause treason. You cause treason, Eddie Mitchell and Alfred Mitchell. I'm telling you, you fellows are responsible for selling Maori land and dockland and making money for your pocket and the Mitchell Family Trust. The trust is not safe with a stronger trust, mate. The Moai Crown King William III Trust got you on the land in the first place, will got you off the land as well. Okay, that's coming next. You're going to get sent back to Australia with Tamaiti. He's on Abo from Australia with the pigeon. Maori talks fiddles. Okay, he can go back home and face the Abos there, wanting justice. We get our flag up, doing the work. It's doing the work now. What was given for an hidden ear by King William IV, clever man, a Scot clever man. The Scot transferred the land, the English made the bank to bank the money, and the Irish stacked up all the corporation companies in Ireland, and the Welsh sat there as the original England people and watched the fun going on and did nothing about it. Okay, that's how it worked. They were the constables in Welsh. Okay, Jess Foley and his lot there, and his castle he was trying to get back into and didn't have the money to fix it. He's in Australia, Victoria. I know all about British monarchy, mate. I'm in the Tahitian royal family of people and Moai statue. Okay, solid rock. Yatua. Solid rock. God is a corporate name. God is a white man's name of God. Atua is the God up there. I don't use Eor, I use Atua. Na Atua e wa Altair Limited Company with the Atua in it. The Moai Atua. Lore, the real truth law. I didn't learn Eor because that's not mine. That's others. They can have theirs. I'm going to keep mine because, like I say, it's made of rock solid faith and loyalty to one and only mighty, the creator of heaven and earth and the universe. Yeah, I'm just saying that. There's a little bit of wrong video, but I'm just disappointed with Sarah sailors talking like the Maoris and the Pākehās at Waitangi, going to the United Nations, just like Eddie Manukau. He went that way with Charlie Hohepa. They went that way thinking the money's over there. The money's there, all right, with Dubai and all the rest of it, but they don't care about you, mate. They only worry about their business. Now you got crypto, you got another problem. You got the flag going to go up. What are you going to do when the flag goes up in Westminster, mate? All you people at Waitangi, that's fast asleep. What are you going to do when that flag goes up there and goes up at Waitangi? What are you going to do next year on Waitangi Day? You're going to have another Waitangi Day with the same flag that's got a jurisdiction of Moai Crown and King William IV Trust? You've got to answer to that trust, man. All your trusts are going to vaporize. It's going to vaporize with Trump. He can do all the dirty work. I don't have to do dirty work. He can do it. I'll just use him. A Scotty with the brain. I'm not going as a Maori. I'm just going as a New Zealander. You see why? Because there's natives and there's New Zealanders. The Dutch gave you all a new country called Zealand. What do you want to do? Throw it away and make it into Aotearoa? Where's the Aotearoa waka? There's no waka called Aotearoa. There's a waka called Aotea. That's what I'm using from the island, Tahiti. It didn't come from Hawaii, it came from Tahiti, where the Lore tikanga law is. My family's over there, with those people. And Hitarangi was supposed to talk to me from Easter Island, but I didn't bother because he's colonised too. He wants his sovereignty back. 10 years now, he's been fighting for his sovereignty. Same as Sarah Salius and Andrew Littlegordon. He's an Englishman married. Jackie Littlegordon, Scottish, in Aberdeenshire. That's where I'm supposed to go and live with them, and got kicked out. What do they kick me out for? When I'm holding the toolbox as a mechanic. That's my trade, mechanic, to fix problems up, especially big engines. Yeah, big engines. And now we've got different engines. And I've got to learn all over again how the new engines work to replace the diesel engine with a hydrogen engine. See, so I got my tickets for LPG and CNG and petrol conversions to alternative fuels, but now I've got to learn hydrogen. I know how it works, but I need to go and kickstart into that again and learn a thing or two more about the hydrogen application, bulk hydrogen from sea hydraulics. See, still a mechanic idea. Still a mechanic idea about the flag. Put the flag up and that problem's gone. When the flag goes up in Westminster, around the world we go in 257 countries. Guess what? I'm not taking any of you from Waitangi. I'm not taking anyone who doesn't go to school of hard knocks, the native school, and learn a thing or two. And learn about that flag properly. Don't wave it around for show. Like Hone Harawira says, oh, the parliament went up there, the politician went up there to show off their policies. I got one policy for you, and that's to fix up the flag first. And then that's the policy. Flag. If you know the flag and make the flag work for you, then that's the policy. Get the flag up the pole. Or rather, the British ship mast. Don't put a Japanese flag on a British ship. You'll get bowled over with a cannon, mate. And that's what they did with Cindy Kiro, Japanese Maori. Put her flag up on a British ship, mate. That's asking for trouble. And then patenting over our flag, the British flag, our partner, second partner now. We're the first partner, the one that knows more about Crown King's business and talk king talk. Who's talking king talk in Waitangi? I never see one of you talking king talk. The real king in Britain. Oh, you were only talking about your own king in Tuhetia and Tainui and other kings that are trying to say everybody was going to be a king and a chief to take the whole country over. You better buy everybody out. You can't go and kick them off because they'll fucking put you in jail, mate. If you try and get there, 95% of the population with 15% to knock them out, what are you going to do? How are you going to do it? With no money. Where are you going to get money from? Oh, crypto. What happens when you get a crypto? Press button. If you don't pay your rates, mate. Now, if you don't pay Trump's rates, and Trump's Mason, his Mason rates in your town here, there's a Mason in every town, mate. You don't pay the rate, the Mason will jump on your back and make you pay the rates. Click the button and you're gone. No more. You got a crypto now with the politicians self-employed. When you get a crypto, you're self-employed and you're just a button on a computer and a laptop and a mobile phone. Just disposes you with the mobile and your number and your photograph. Identified, your face recognition. You're really stuffed and can't do anything about it because they've got you on their mobile phone and they've got you in front of the court on an A3 laminated paper photo. Okay, when you get that there, try and get it off a mason, mate. I'm not a mason, I'm just their mirror image. I'm a mirror. I look at myself and Mohi Malakau and his photo, and that's me in the mirror, and he talk to me and tell me, keep going. And I just keep going. I say, yep, yes sir, yes sir. Raf, yes sir. I'll do what you say, Mohi. Just open the door and put that flag up. See, that's how I do it. Just the way I do it. That way. Not that way or that way or that way. You see? So anyway, I can rabble all day because I had a little sleep for half an hour and was enough to charge my battery up. And now I can't stop talking and try and make up for the loss up at Waitangi. 4 days lost. Well, lost because I never got to speak up there and tell everybody, hey, come here and have a look at this. No, I had a bag there full of money. I put it on the ground. I wanted to follow Carla. She took off her yellow jacket, yellow jacket, put it on the ground, and she says, see that jacket? That's the government over there on the other side. Take it away, and what you got? Land. Well, okay, I said, oh, shucks, she stole my thunder. And I'm going to do the same thing with my black jacket with the no sleeves. And I said, well, this is a mason's jacket. I'm going to take it off, and this bag here has got 17 trillion in it. I'm going to put that on the land, I'll put my jacket on top of that, and show you a little demonstration. Take the black jacket off the money, and there it is, a bag full of money. Take that away, and there's the land. Okay, that's how it works in this court. And in Carla's, it's got no money, just the yellow jacket. Okay, no money, yellow jacket. That's where you are at Waitangi at the moment. All of you. Everybody talking it up. And I just want to let you know how it's supposed to look with that flag. It's a money flag. And you're waving money around and trade and everything else that goes with it. And got to go to school. You fellas got to go to school. Not 5 minutes to learn. 50 years, try that. And try the first 6 months just to learn how to fly the flag properly. Okay, so yeah, that'll do. I'll just turn it off now, the laptop, and I've turned the other one off after talking on the desktop. So now I'm going to switch it off, and it's now 2 minutes past midnight, I think, and we'll cut it there, and I'll carry on and try and get to sleep. And looks like it might be a fail. I might carry on a little bit more. Okay, and I'll try and call Farah Adams again in Scotland, the solicitor, and see if she'll answer her phone. So I'll try it now. I'll try now while I'm thinking about it and see if she'll answer. One more time. Oops, hang on, I'll go back. Go there. There. Recent. Recent. 7. I'm just going to try and bring Farah Adams, solicitor in Scotland, Edinburgh. Hope so. There's the camera on the desktop. I'll flick it on if she comes on. No, didn't work. Okay, I didn't get her again and on her mobile as well. That was the Crown solicitor, and Farah Adams from Adams Law, or Adams Solicitors, Adams and Co. Scotland, Edinburgh. So anyway, I'll try again tomorrow, and at this time of the night, it's 9 o'clock in the morning there, at 7 o'clock in the evening here. Okay, so anyway, I'll turn the cameras off, the desktop off, and we'll see you later. See ya, bye.